All right, so I have a very interesting card that came over to me from TCG. This came from TCG. It was labeled as Near Mint Light Play. It is 3 visits. It is a non-reserve list card. And immediately I was caught off guard. Now, this is from Portal 3 Kingdoms, and P3K is just a unique set to begin with. It came from the Japanese suppliers, and any of the cards that come from the Japanese suppliers, some of the Fracturnal Exhalation, the Celebration cards, as well as, of course, Portal 3 Kingdoms, and even Battle Bond, have a unique sheen on the paper that makes it stand out. So that already tells me that's interesting, but not necessarily game-changing as far as is this authentic or not. So I went through the normal tests that I would do. First off, I just touched it. Just touching a card kind of gives you an idea. If you've touched enough cards, if the really bad fakes, you can just disqualify them right there. This one does have a sheen, which you would not normally see on an older card. But again, being that it's a Portal 3 Kingdom card, these are just, they're printed a little bit more uniquely. So then we look at the border. We're looking at the entire border. You can see that sheen right there. It looks like a very nice near mint card. Hard to tell if it's real or not. We check out the back. There's some very light play here, a little bit of edge wear right there. If you're faking a card, normally there's none of that. It is a little bit, oh, that looks a little off center now that I look at it. So these are things that are really hard to fake because these are just normal wear and tear play, right? So then we go into the things that you don't just necessarily feel or touch. So I took out my jeweler's loop. And when you're looking through a jeweler's loop, you're looking for things that are different. Now, right off the bat, the lettering on this card is different than almost every other card. 3 visits or 3 visits and Portal 3 Kingdoms just did things differently. So here's one from another one from the similar era. This one is, of course, 1993. Actually, let's go back a little bit further than that. So 93 will do, okay, here's Ice Age, which was 95. You can tell, look at the font there. Totally different font. Now, that is the original font. That is the normal font. But if you're looking through a jeweler's loop at the fonts, you're going to be caught off guard a little bit. So what do you look through when you're looking through the font of a jeweler's loop? You're looking to make sure that it's printed on the 2-step process. Now, how you can tell a 2-step process, because what they do is they print the text, then they print the art. Sorry, let me get this nice and close. Where's our lens here? You would see a lot of breaks under your jeweler's loop. You would see it very pixelated if it wasn't done on a 2-step process. So a lot of really bad, like Chinese fakes, versions 3 and 4, they're very pixelated, just like the art is. So when you look at the art, the letters look the same way if you look at it that way. And the reason being is, and you can see this sometimes under that magnification, the reason being on a fake is because it's printed all as one. Now, every card in Magic has always been printed as the lettering first, so it's very crystal clear, and then the art second. So when you're looking for fakes, a lot of times I like to start here to make sure that the letters are correct. Now, we're going to look directly at this one. And it does look normal, or real, if you will. So that it passed that test. Now, then we go on to the next one, which is the weight test. And when I do weight, almost every card that is not foil weighs 0.06 grams, or excuse me, I think it's 0.06 grams. Let's double check here. 0.06 ounces. So, for example, let's take, again, this Ice Age one. And let's see if you can see that right there. 0.06. And it doesn't matter if it's Ice Age, Weatherlight, 0.06. Mirage, 0.06. So then when you see something that says 0.07, it makes you pause. Now again, this could be just the paper that came from this unique Japanese factory, and it caused something, as far as the paper, it just weighs a little bit differently. So, but it does give you a moment to pause and think about it. So what I did after this was I looked for another comparable card. So I needed actually a card from Portal 3 Kingdoms. And let me tell you, it's harder to find a P3K card than you realize. There's just not a lot of them in supply. They're just not all over the place. But lucky me, I happen to have the theme starter decks. and I have a bunch of these, and we've been raffling them off, and hey, they actually came in really useful. So we take a look at the Portal 3 Kingdom theme starter deck and see what we see. Now, these are all brand new cards out of the box, okay? And they're all in Chinese. Now, I don't know if there's something different between the Chinese and the English, if they were printed at a different place. That is something I wouldn't know, so that could also have some discrepancy. And that's why this is titled, Is This Real or Not? I just don't know. But let's go ahead and weigh the P3K out of the box theme starters and just get an idea. So we'll take a regular land and see what comes up there. And there it is, 0.06. So again, 0.06 on a regular land, 3 visits here, 0.0, okay, now 0.06. Let's try it one more time. 0.07. So it's very, very close, but it is still off. And that's unique to me, because every other card will come up. Let's see, every other card, let's do, just for fun, let's do a foil, or not a foil, a rare out of this pile right here. They still, yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's take a rare. And yep, 0.06. So what the hell is going on here? So again, this may have been printed on a different type of paper at a different factory. So I'm gonna go to my next test, and this one I think is the one that kind of seals it up, that I have to question either the authenticity of this card right here, or it's just one of those very unique situations. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix this in here, okay? Actually, well, I'll show you why I do this. I'm going to mix this into this deck, all right? Now, right off the bat, you can tell, just because it's been played, that's a different card. Immediately, without any other test, you can just see it. Even if it doesn't feel different, and they feel about the same, it just looks different, and that could be from a bunch of factors, but it catches you off guard still nonetheless. So that's the backs, but then there's the light test, and I'm going to do an advanced light test. Let me turn off the lights right now just so you see what I'm talking about. I'm going to do a black light test, and here's why. Because a black light test reveals things that a normal light test does not, and I'll tell you, I got the same results from both. So here's a black light test. Now, looking under this, looks about a regular card. Okay, same here, same here. Let's see it on the back. Okay, about the same, no interest there. But why am I doing a black light test? Let's put them a little closer next to each other. Why am I doing this? Well, actually, the real reason is the light test itself. You may be familiar that if you look through a card, any card, in Magic's history, you should be able to see the word magic through the back with a nice bright light, almost without any hesitation, and they all do this. So here's another one, and here, let me go back just real quick. Let me go back to those other older cards from Ice Age and whatnot, just so you see what I'm talking about. So here's an Ice Age card. You can clearly see the word magic through the back, or excuse me, I'm doing this backwards, sorry. Here, you can clearly read magic through the back of this card, right? Clearly. You can clearly see magic to the back of this card. Now let's take the card in question, the Portal 3 Kingdoms 3 Visits. Can you see magic? I can't. And that's weird. Again, different card, magic. Let's go back to the P3K starter deck. Easily identifiable as Magic the Gathering magic. So one more time, magic from P3K, the same set, just in Chinese. And here's the card that is in question. We'll move it backwards. So you see how easy that one is. You see how different that one is. You can't even read the word magic. And to me, that's an inconclusive test that this is, if not a fake, there's something super unique about this that means that it's either thicker paper stock, which again, we already know they have a thicker paper stock, but why is the Chinese versus the English wording for the same exact set weigh a little bit more, a little bit thicker, and harder to read through the card? I don't know. What makes me think it is real is the play. To kind of get that kind of play. I mean, granted, I guess you could do it pretty easily. I haven't seen it where altars or proxies are played like that. but it really has caught my attention, and I'd love some commentary to let me know what you think about this. All right, that's all. Thanks. Bye.